Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am Stephanie and today's reading is about what was left unsaid last time you spoke to your person. So I'm going to try and make this either platonic or romantic, but a lot of these readings do tend to lean romantic, just letting you know in advance. But we have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have rose quartz. Pile 2, we have lepidolite. Pile 3, we have blue apatite, and pile 4, we have moonstone. So take a few deep breaths, think about your person and the last conversation that you had, or even any particular conversation that you may be thinking of that you kind of want to get more insight into. And I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the rose quartz, then we have a reading here for you about what was left unsaid last time you had a conversation with your person or a specific conversation with your person. So you chose rose quartz and it says, let your rose-colored heart lead the way. There's something about listening to your heart, but also making sure that you are valuing yourself here, making sure that you are listening to what you need and what your heart needs. And if you feel like that is split in two somehow, we're going to look into that within the tarot. I have Bruno Mars stuck in my head right now, the Lady Gaga one. Die with a Smile, is that what it's called? And I really like this song because he opens the song with, I just woke up from a dream. A dream, doesn't even know what it means. So maybe you've been having dreams about this person, maybe they've been having dreams about you. But the song is basically about understanding that you would rather be by somebody's side than not be by them. So I feel like a lot of you, this is leaning romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It could just mean that you really want to be in somebody's life or that they may want to be in yours. I feel like for a lot of you, it may be your person, but there's definitely a longing for somebody here. Let's go ahead and get your cards though. For my pile 1, what was left unsaid? What was left unsaid? We have Sir Nuno's shape-shifting. Somebody was going through a change. And I'm not sure if this is something that happens regularly, like maybe there's cycles or patterns here that somebody changes into, but somebody was going through a transformation. And I'm being told to get another one. What were they changing into? We have Ganesha obstacles. Okay, somebody was kind of preparing for something difficult because Ganesha shows up whenever obstacles need to be removed. So I feel like something was in the way of them being fully able to express themselves, or maybe they just don't know how. I feel like if you're here, it's because you know your person doesn't communicate very well. Shape-shifting lets me know that, again, if they weren't going through a change, then maybe you saw a sudden change within them, and that's why you're wondering why, why the sudden change or what happens. And I'm seeing somebody, I'm not sure how long you've known this person. If you've known them for a long time, maybe you know their patterns. But if you haven't, maybe you only knew them for a few weeks or a few months. What you need to know is that this person has like cycles. Like maybe every month, every season, they go through a certain something. For example, if they suffer from something like seasonal affective disorder, you may not even know. And this is something that they go through. So maybe they want to leave you before this gets bad, or maybe they just felt the need to change things up. This could be somebody who likes change for no reason, which is very air energy, specifically Aquarius, but also Gemini, maybe Libra. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you. What was left unsaid? I'm being told to get 3 of these. We have You Are Light. Yeah, and it's funny how similar this looks to like the rose quartz. There's definitely a feeling of admiration here for you. Like this person really likes you. And again, you might want to know why. If that is the case, why what happened here? Creator Earth, something about grounding energy, but also because I feel like these cards are meant to resonate with the aces in the tarot deck. So this could be taken as the Ace of Pentacles, like something was, either you were trying to plant something here, or maybe there was talk of this, but it never happened. We also have Sacred Mirrors. So you and this person definitely mirror each other. Number 33, which is a master number here. So you could be a master number 33, which is what I have. But even if you don't, there is mirroring here, because 33... at least the way I was always taught was that it is a number of healing. Like people who are born with Master 33 numbers, they're meant to heal people. They are natural leaders in guiding people through like a spiritual journey, which is why this was a very strong calling to me. I'm not sure if either you or your person also have this, but regardless, there is mirroring here of the souls. Like, I feel like where you two came together was in spirit, and you'll know because this bond wasn't just superficial. You didn't just like each other for your looks. You didn't just like each other for your lifestyles. You didn't even just like each other for I don't know, there's something much deeper here, and either you or your person were not ready for it. More likely your person, or even if this wasn't spoken about, I feel like it should be brought to your attention. Let's go ahead and get your, I'm going to use the Goddess Power deck to see how they view you. So I'm already kind of getting what's going on here. For my pile 1, I'm being told to get 2. Just like they have 2, you're going to get 2 as well. We have Artemis, focus. So you're very independent. When I get Artemis, I get of somebody who's very independent and doesn't really need anybody. She's very, to me, she's always been very like sister-like, where she can get along with the guys, but she's really a girl's girl, something along those lines. But regardless, the focus makes me think that you have things that you are working on. You have your own goals. You really do have your own life. This is very independent energy. So this is how they see you. We also have Nike, ambition. Oh, I like these two together. I like these two together because they see your ambition. They know you're going to be victorious and successful in some way, shape, or form. So this is something that they really admire about you. I feel like they have a lot of admiration for you. But because Artemis is kind of like the big sis card to me, or the big sis goddess, they may see you this way, or they may end up seeing you this way, unfortunately. Or there's just something about really liking your friendship. Why am I being called to the story of Orion? So Artemis, I think, had the lover Orion, and Apollo, for whatever reason, please give me the myth if you know it, but I just remember reading it in passing. But Apollo basically shot Orion and killed him, and he became the constellation. She put him up in the stars, and that's why we have Orion in the sky. And you can see him all the time, at least where I live. I'm not sure if that's true everywhere else, but I feel like you and this person still see each other, and there could have been somebody that came between the both of you. Not like a third party. I'm not saying, well, maybe there was, but it's kind of like somebody interfered with your connection. That's why obstacles is coming through, because the obstacles at first I wanted to say was their own emotional, romantic, or spiritual blockages, like something they have to work through. But it could also be somebody coming through saying, okay, knock this off. We're not dealing with this anymore. Whether it was somebody on your part or somebody on their part. So there could have been a friend that interfered. Nike, they see you as very successful. They see you going places. They know you're going to do well for yourself. So I feel like they're actually watching you. Of course, you could also wear a lot of Nike. I feel like a lot of you come off very, I don't know why I'm getting this. Some of you come off very athletic, or maybe you just like to wear like athleisure, and maybe you wear a lot of Nike. Just something a little bit more literal. That doesn't have to be the case, but they see that you have goals, that you see that you have focus, and maybe they didn't want to get in the way of this. On the other hand, because you both mirror each other, maybe they also had this and they didn't want you getting in the way of them going after the things they want, because they also needed to focus and they also had to feed their ambition. So I feel like you both came together in that aspect. The last card I'm going to get is from the Archetypes deck. And I'm being told to get 3 from this one. For my pile 1. What was left unsaid? The flame. I'm getting 2 things here. There's definitely a flame between the both of you. There's definitely a connection. And I feel like they wanted to keep this flame alive. If it's not for whatever reason, I need you to know that they kind of wanted this to continue being a thing, even if it was just on a casual or a friendship basis. I'm also hearing Eternal Flame by the Bangles, and I love that song. To me, it's like a very simple, sweet love song. The song goes, at least the beginning of it, is close your eyes, give me your hand. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dreaming? So I wonder if they spoke about romantic love at all. And if they did, I feel like they wanted you to feel the same way. I think they wanted you to feel the same way, but I'm not sure if that would have changed anything. I think they just wanted to hear something from you. Or maybe you wanted to hear something from them. But let's be honest, you both wanted to hear something from each other. Let's go ahead and get more cards. More clarity, please. We have Kairos. This is divine timing. It was not the time. It was not the time yet to come together. That's why I think that's another obstacle. I think you both need to focus on your career, your ambitions, whatever it is that you needed. This focus is a divine intervention as well. Yeah, if it wasn't somebody else, like a third party, like an actual person coming between the both of you, it could have been spirit itself coming between the both of you. And then we have the box. It's kind of like there's a box neither of you have opened. I'm thinking of Pandora's box. There's like certain topics you both haven't really spoken about, and you're wondering if you should open it, if you should approach it. Because for a lot of you, I feel like you're not really speaking to this person. In fact, I feel like the majority of people who are going to click this reading are not speaking to this person, hence why they are here. But the box lets me know that there are certain things you have not come to. There are certain things that are yet to be unwrapped, yet to be opened here. I'm hearing Vetusta Morla, and I'm hearing that it's a Spanish band, and the song is Los Días Raros, which is a song about Epiphany Day, which is January 6th. So if you are close to that date, maybe wait for January, like that first week of January, to see if they will come through with something that is being left unsaid here. Maybe something that they wish they had told you. Because that was going to be one of my questions for the tarot, is like, will they come through? And because I have that song in my head, because I'm thinking of the box, that song, one of the lyrics goes, and I'm roughly translating it here because it's in Spanish. There are still many gifts left to unwrap. Yeah. Nos quedan muchos más regalos por abrir. That's what I'm getting. It's like there's still certain things that are going to go on within this connection. So maybe some of you are speaking, but you're not really speaking in that way right now. Maybe you're just on very casual, friendly terms, but nothing deeper. If you never had any connection with this person, if you never took on anything romantic, it's like it's hanging in the air. It's like, is this going to be something? Is this not? Would it work out? Would it not? But I feel like you both feel the same way about each other right now, regardless. I feel like the flame lets me know that there is something between you two, because it wouldn't surprise me if this is a connection where you can't help but be something to each other. Like maybe if you are friends, you're having a hard time remaining friends because there's just something very deep about this connection. Yeah, there's something deep about this connection. And I feel like I'm being told to get the Lover's Oracle. I wasn't going to pull it out because I wanted this to remain as platonic as possible. So if this is not romantic, by all means, go ahead and just take this in a more platonic way, if you can. All right, so what do we have for my pile one? What wants to come through? Okay, we have this one. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. This person has a hard time expressing love in general, and I think that's the problem. Maybe you felt that they wanted to say something, but they never did. But here's the thing, because I'm getting something rather spiritual here, like I said. I feel like if you do have a very spiritual bond, the kind where if you're around them, you know exactly how they're feeling or what they're thinking or what they're about to do. If this is that case, I'm not trying to feed delusions, but I know, especially very spiritual people like myself, I'll know what some people are thinking, and I'll know what some people are feeling. It's that empathy. Even if you don't typically have that with anybody else, you may have that with this person. You kind of felt that they wanted to say something and they never did it. So therefore you didn't say something. So what was left unsaid was something that you both needed to say, because I feel like you yourself also didn't say something here. Pile one. If you heard that, take that as confirmation. I don't think I've ever heard a car honk in my neighborhood. I've heard lots of loud vehicles in my neighborhood. There's like all kinds of crazy stuff in this neighborhood, but I've never heard a honk. People here are usually a lot more polite than to do that. That is interesting. Let's go ahead and get your runes. But take that as confirmation. You both have left something unsaid here. We have Isa, standstill. Yeah, right now you're not really doing much with each other. We have, this is Dagas. my little paper says home. So I feel like you both really felt at home with each other. And then we have, yeah, Haga loss disruption. It's kind of like, if you're not talking right now, it's literally an interruption. It's literally something coming to interrupt this. You could see it as divine intervention, but hear me out. Once this ice melts, you won't be able to stay away from each other. I feel like it would take miles and miles to keep you away from each other, whether that's because either the universe keeps bringing you together, or you just are naturally drawn to each other. You might be subconsciously manifesting each other. So you keep running into each other. You keep, you know, just running into the same social circles. You keep hearing about each other through friends. And I feel like you both are not even trying. You both are not trying. And this is just proof that the universe kind of is telling you that something's not over here yet, whether you want to or not. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot for you, pile 1. If this sounds like your person, if this sounds like what you're going through. That is so odd. I've never heard a car honk like that. Aggressively. Usually I hear it like, you know, when someone's picking somebody up, or if there's a party, or, you know. So I feel like this connection is full of a lot of interesting interruptions. So we're doing this spread A and B style. Top row is going to be you, pile 1. And bottom row is going to be your person. And if you feel like switching them, if one sounds more like you than the other, you can. Sometimes that does happen. And you may even see parts of yourself in the other person's section as well, because like I said, there's mirroring here. So let's start with you. How are you feeling? How are you feeling regarding this conversation? We have 3 of Cups. So you went into this conversation feeling really good. We have the 3 of Cups. You may have been at a party. You may have seen them face to face. Maybe you had this conversation when you were having a good time. We also have the King of Swords. So you're definitely the one who knows how to have a way with words. I feel like you're the more eloquent one. You're the more well-spoken one. You really think things through. And your person may even like to hear you speak because of this. I feel like you make a lot of decisions. You would be the person to make plans and then see them through, because your words have an impact here. We also have the Ace of Swords. You definitely sparked the conversation. I feel like this conversation was because you brought it up. So there's something here about taking accountability for this conversation. Maybe you already have, and that's okay. But if not, I feel like it would help if you acknowledge that you did. We also have the Four of Wands. Lots of good cards here, because 3 of Cups and 4 of Wands is a celebration. I'm not sure if you were both celebrating something here. Maybe it was a party, quite literally. Maybe you both just had good news to share. This could also be great news. We also have the 9 of Cups. So you were feeling great. I feel like maybe you were also talking about hopes and dreams, because the 9 of Cups is like wish fulfillment. So maybe this conversation was something you had manifested. It's like, hey, we need to have a talk about this, and it happened. So I see you mostly in good energy. So let's get one last card. So what was left unsaid? Queen of Cups. Pile 1. I'm not sure if you have had this conversation or not, because this is all positive stuff. And what I was feeling in the oracles was that it wasn't positive, because things were left unsaid and there was like a blockage and you couldn't come together. So this could be a conversation you recently had, or it could be a conversation you will have. But I feel like there's going to be an opening of the emotions here. When we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, these are usually incompatible people. Think of like, I don't know, a Cancer or a Pisces with an Aquarius, like very emotional people with very logical thinking people. So this is 2 sides to you, pile 1. Like on the one hand, you want to think things very logically. You want to think things thoroughly. You want to choose the path that makes sense and not the one that is guided by emotions. But in the end, your emotions always win out. Your heart always wins out. It's like you may have gone into this conversation feeling that you were fine, but you left the conversation with a heart full of love, maybe even a broken heart, but I'm feeling a heart full of love, and a heart full of love can also be a broken heart, that's why it's broken. So I feel like you were in a good mood when this happened. You were very much in an energy of, I'm going to think things thoroughly. I'm going to say my part. I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm not going to speak it from the heart. I'm going to be very honest. Your emotions were talking here, but they were talking in a way that made sense. And I feel like your person really understood that. In fact, They may have trouble expressing their emotions. They may have trouble expressing their contentment, their happiness, their joy. Maybe this is somebody who, and we know people like this, they have a hard time saying good things because all they know how to do is complain about things or point out the negative. But you were in a good space when this happened. It didn't have to be face-to-face, but I am getting that a little bit just because we have 2 party cards here. But it's kind of like you definitely offered your cup of love to this person, or you definitely expressed to this person that you feel some type of way towards them, because I feel like, I'm not sure. Let me get your person's cards. I want to see how they were compared to you, because I feel like you were good here. I feel like you expressed what you needed to. You expressed gratitude. I can also see the 4 of Wands as gratitude. Same thing with the 9 of Cups. Like, let's see how your person felt. We have the Star. They also came into this with a lot of hope. In fact, the Star is Aquarius, so maybe they're the Aquarius one. Maybe they're also an air sign. You could be an air sign or a water sign, pile 1, or your person could be, or you both could have these combinations, which makes for very complicated feelings, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and get what they were feeling. Queen of Pentacles. They definitely saw you as very reliable. Like, I think you were something that brought stability to them. Something about you is very comforting to them. You could be a Taurus, because I usually see the Queen of Pentacles as a Taurus, maybe Virgo, maybe Capricorn, but I've always associated her with Taurus. The King of Swords. One of you could be an air sign, one of you could be an earth sign. Let's go ahead and get more cards. But a healthy balance of all the cards so far. We have the 4 of Pentacles. So your person might be the one who is focused more on their career, on their money. You could have spoken about finances, or maybe your person was the one who wanted to keep hanging on, and maybe they didn't want to express this. I feel like they wanted to keep something here, even if it was just a friendship, even if it was just like a very casual connection. Maybe you didn't want this, and this is why you have so many emotions here, because anybody with that much cups would want love and a relationship. And this person with Pentacles, Pentacles would want something more practical, so they would want more stability. It's like, well, we don't see each other enough, or we're not at that space yet where we can practically have a connection because of finances or maybe distance, something along those lines. We also have the Awakening. This is Judgment. So your person was the one who made the decision to be wherever you are right now. I feel like they're the one who made that decision. So whether that's to not speak to each other, to remain friends, to separate, whatever the situation was, they made that decision. But I'm curious to know whether you're the one who pushed them here, because you are the one who started the conversation. And the King of Swords. When the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords come together, the King has a way of how this is about to go. So they would be the one to set the rules of this conversation, so to speak. It's kind of like you brought up the topic, and you may have even given them an ultimatum, especially with the Queen of Cups here. Let's get 2 more cards for your person. So we have Knight of Swords. Yeah, they're the ones who had to make a decision, because the King would send the Knight to do something. It's like, get on my level and go do something about it. This person, it definitely affected them more than you, though, because we have a lot of Arcana cards here. It affected them a lot more deeply than you think. We also have the 10 of Pentacles. I think they were fine with this, and they just went on about looking for something more practical. This could be somebody who just wanted something that made more sense, and maybe whatever was going on in this connection didn't make sense to them. Back of the deck, we have the Sage. This is the Hermit. So you both may not be speaking to each other, because Hermit is introspection. Whatever was left unsaid here, since your last conversation, you have both been looking inwards very deeply. You've been both very introspective. You both have been dealing with your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, maybe even some healing here if there was any that needed to be had. Because underneath that, we have the Ace of Wands, but it's upside down. It's reversed. So it's like nothing can get off the ground right now, even if you wanted to. Even if you wanted to, because your person thinks very logically, and you think a lot more with your heart, pile 1. Your person, even though they do have hopes and dreams, they need something that is solid. They need something that is stable. They might be an earth sign, or maybe they have more earth than you do. But regardless, there's a feeling here that what was left unsaid is that you both wanted something here together. You both definitely wanted something. This person saw you as very stable, and you saw them as a little bit of everything that you needed, because they brought the fire, they brought the emotion, they brought everything but the stability. And ironically enough, they want something stable. So make it make sense. Like, you want stability from them, but they also want stability from you. Was that even spoken about? Like, to try and make things work? Because it seems like they made the decision to cut things off because this didn't make sense to them. And yet they found you very reliable. So it's like, are they being honest here at all? We have no reversals in your pile, by the way. We have no reversals here. So everything that was said was meant to be said. But what was left unsaid, I want to get a clarifying deck. I wasn't going to, but now that I see this, I'm like, wait a minute. Was everything said? Because somebody here is hiding something. In fact, with swords, and I love swords energy, but it can be a little bit, they know exactly what to say. They say things with tact. So they would keep certain information if it served them. You with the King of Swords more so, and then with the Knight of Swords, for them it would be more to fit their agenda. For you, it would be to fit your, the bigger picture. So first, okay, so the wind outside is going so crazy right now. Like, the trees are just going crazy. Again, lots of air energy. I'm taking this as confirmation that there will be more to come within this. There's going to be more conversations. So for my pile 1, what did my person, pile 1, leave unsaid? 5 of Pentacles reversed. You felt that this was lacking somehow. You felt that this, like, there wasn't something here. Oh, and the wind suddenly stopped. But you didn't want to bring it up. Or maybe, like, you were willing to do something to fill the lack of whatever was going on here. I feel like you were more willing to cooperate with your person. Let's get another card. We have the King of Pentacles, which is interesting because they have the Queen of Pentacles. So maybe they saw you as reliable. Maybe they were willing to take you on, but you weren't willing to take them on. It's like they see you as having your ish together. Maybe you have your finances, maybe you have your assets, maybe you have like an apartment or a home that they can move into, but you're like, well, you don't have the money to move in here. So that's what I'm seeing. And then will you attempt to clarify any of this? I'm feeling yes. 10 of Cups reversed. Oh, but with a condition. It's like only if they're willing to bring you what you need. Like only if they're willing to make this work out. I feel like you only would clarify this if they're going to act right. Because right now, they could be acting like things can't get off the ground. Or they may be a little bit immature about this. Maybe you're also a little immature here, pile 1. Like I said, there is mirroring. It's like you're willing to clarify this if there is something more to be gained from this. I don't feel like you would just talk and let it go nowhere. I feel like you would hate that. So let's see for your person, what was left unsaid on their part? The World reversed. So the World is an ending. Reversed, it's not quite an ending. I don't think they wanted this to be an ending. I don't think they wanted to end it when they had this conversation, but it just happened. I feel like they would be the ones to want to continue being friends, though, ironically enough, because even though we do have, like, the Queen of Cups on your end, the Queen of Cups doesn't do anything halfway. It's like you either commit to me or you don't. If she has friends, it's because they're really close to her, but she doesn't do casual anything. She doesn't do half anything. She doesn't do anything half-hearted because she is all heart. How are they seeing you? We have the 5 of Cups. They didn't want to see you cry. They didn't want to make you upset. They did not want to leave you upset. That's for sure. Because the 5 of Cups is like an emotional disappointment. And here they did not want to be that to you. They didn't want to end it because they didn't want to make you upset, essentially. And maybe this is why you had to bring up the conversation, because you knew that they would never. So you had to be the one to initiate it. And will they attempt to clarify? 6 of Wands? Yes. Yes, especially if they are in good spirits, especially if they have good news. It's like this person would be the one to tell you something good about themselves. Like, hey, I just got a promotion, or hey, I just bought a new house, or something along those lines. They would only come to you disguising it as good information. And from there, they would switch it up and like, oh, hey, you know, last time we talked, you know how this is this? They would be that kind of person. They would segue into the next topic just because they want to. Your person would be the kind of person who wants to lead with something good. So if it does end up on something bad, they can always bounce back to the good topic. They're very strategic for sure, especially with the Knight of Swords. They're very strategic. But here's the thing, pile one, you have the King of Swords. You're more strategic than them. And maybe this is why this is why it's not really over. Like, they kind of appreciate the way your mind thinks. They kind of want to learn from you. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, there probably will be a new start to this connection, or another conversation that is very emotionally filled. Justice, kind of to make justice to this one. Maybe this one didn't end the way you both wanted to. Queen of Cups, and you will be acknowledged. You will be considered a lot more than the last time. So pile one, there you have it. What was left unsaid was that they wanted more. They didn't want to end it, but they had to, or they felt like they shouldn't. But you kind of initiated a specific conversation that they were not ready for. Because with the Ten of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Cups, you want something emotional out of this. You want something more serious. And they weren't ready. They weren't ready. They wish they were ready. And they wish they would keep you around until they were ready. But and that's how it is. But this is why I think you will end up coming back together. And again, if they did end it, that's why they have to come in with like good news or something positive. Because the Six of Wands is a victory. So let's go ahead and get your closing cards. I was actually going to do the Illuminator's Amulet for a yes or no. Like, will they attempt to clarify this? But since it was already clarified in the tarot, let's go ahead and do that again. Let's get double confirmation, or maybe some other sort of message that wants to come through. Let's start with the angel numbers deck, though, for my pile one. 7-7. I am brave. It is time to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desire and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. Yeah. Focus on your ambitions. It doesn't matter what's going on with this person. You have to focus on your goals, your ambitions. You have to go to the things that you know are going to make you happy. If this is about your career, definitely focus on that, because I feel like they are as well. After all, 7-7, we're mirroring here. You both could be Lifepath 7s, or maybe somebody here is. Let's go ahead and get your Illuminator's Tarot. So this is meant to be a yes or no deck, and you can either ask your own questions and it can answer that, or we're just going to basically ask, will they come through to clarify or say what was left unsaid. We have pick the following card. Oh, okay. Be clear on your wishes. I feel like you're manifesting this. In fact, 7 could also be taken as a number of luck and or wishes. But be clear on what it is that you want them to say. Let's say you're trying to manifest contact with this person, because I know there's like subliminals and stuff online where you can do that. Or you could just be trying to call them back. Make sure you are trying to manifest a proper conversation or a specific topic of conversation. For example, if you're trying to manifest a conversation, make sure it's like, can my person come back and clarify what they meant in the last conversation? That is a safe bet. And maybe some of you don't like doing that. That's fine. You don't have to. But look, if you deserve clarification, you deserve clarification. If somebody left you confused, you deserve clarification. There's nothing wrong with that. I've never seen that as a bad thing. It's kind of like trying to manifest an apology that you deserve. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as your intentions are pure and good, and you want what's best for the both of you. Let's go ahead and get the Cupid Says cards to see anything else that they would want to say to you, or anything else that wants to come through from their higher self. For my pile one. We have all of you. I just want to know why. Yeah, I feel like you're just confused about your last conversation and you want to know why it ended the way it did, or why you are both on the terms you are right now, why the disruption had to come through. I want you. Yeah, I feel like you want them and they definitely want all of you. It's like you want all of each other. You don't just want each other in parts. You don't just want the friendship. You don't just want, you know, what small bits and pieces you get out of this connection. You want all of them. I'm so excited for our future. Yeah, I feel like your person also is excited for what's coming through. You are incredible. Do you know that? They definitely admire you. And the end is near. But you're both a little pessimistic about this as well. That's why I feel like you have to have this conversation, because if you both really want each other, but you fear that you will never see each other again, then, or that this will never become what you want it to be, you have to say something. At least say something. At least try. Last card. Darling, this feels so right. There's something about this connection that feels right to the both of you. And this is why you have to have this conversation. I'm hearing don't let the moment pass you by, because this could be something very beautiful. But this is where I leave you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose lepidolite, then we have a reading here for you about what was left unsaid last time you had this conversation with you and your person, or a specific conversation that you were thinking about. So, the card you chose is lepidolite. Find your quietude. So I like lepidolite because it is a stone that calms the nerves. It helps you ground yourself. It helps you remain very calm. And I've actually used this stone around people who get very anxious, because I feel energy. And if I know somebody's anxious, I will literally grab like the nearest lepidolite and give it to them and let them hold it for a moment. I'm thinking very specific scenarios where this has happened. So somebody here could be very anxious about this, either about you or the conversation that was being had, and hence that's why they left things unsaid. They were worried, they were very worried. They were anxious, or they were just concerned over how you would take something, concerned over how things were going to happen, or what would result of that conversation. Let's go ahead and go into the oracles to get a view of you and your person, who you may be, what was left unsaid, what the nature of the connection was as well. This could be the vibe check, of course, to see how this is. For my Pile 2, I do have the song Good Luck Babe stuck in my head. It's by, is it Chappelle Rowan? Yeah, so this could be about, because I think the song is about a situationship or a connection that doesn't want to move forward any deeper than what it is. Take that only if it resonates. That's a very romantic song, so this connection doesn't have to be romantic, so if I do bring any romantic topics up, you can leave those out. Take it as it resonates. For my Pile 2, we have Maui Discovery. It's funny that I say anxiousness, because I feel like your person isn't typically this way. Maui gives me very strong energy, like they're not afraid of anything. They're not afraid of uncovering anything. And Poseidon Flow. This person is very interesting. I'm going to get more cards because I don't want to assume things about them, because the energy I felt initially is very different from these cards. This is meant to represent them. I'm putting them in masculine energy here. So regardless of whether they are masculine or not, let's go ahead and get your Sacred Creators cards. I'm being told to get just 2 from this one. Overthinking can spoil the magic. Somebody here is an overthinker. It could be your person, it could be you. But it's kind of like something here, this spell was broken is what I'm hearing. Soul on fire. Oh. I want to get a third one. I know I was told 2, but I want to get a third one. Fall in love with your own story. Okay, that's what I figured. Fall in love with your own story means that you shouldn't have to worry about whatever this person has to bring, because at the end of the day, this is your story, not theirs. That doesn't mean we're not going to figure out what was left unsaid. I'm just saying, like, don't focus too much on this person, because this person could give you conflicting energies or thoughts, hence why you are here. Pile 2, how do they view you? Maya, illusion. Oh, okay. We also have Freya, radical acceptance. So your person is somebody who, they're not afraid of anything, but they're also very go with the flow. This person was definitely not meant to be anything permanent in your life, or at least that's what they had thought, or that's what you had thought. Something here was kind of said that this was not meant to be what it is to be. So the overthinking here, I'm not sure if this is you or your person. It is more likely you though, pile 2. It's kind of like, oh, or them. Who here is nervous? You know what I'm getting? And this is very odd. There's like an energy here that bounces from either you to them. So if it's not you, it's them who is feeling something. I'm not sure if they're doing this on purpose or if this is something that just happens. Maybe you were also aware of this, that like whatever you called out on them, they called out on you. It's not gaslighty per se, though you could have seen it that way. It's more like your energies transfer to each other. I feel like they do this a lot to other people. Like they'll be feeling a certain way and they make other people feel that way. This person kind of brings an energy of like whatever I'm feeling, other people are going to feel as well. Again, I don't think it's intentional. This person doesn't seem like they stop to think too much about the spiritual, though there is the possibility there. Poseidon, I'm thinking of either Pisces or Aquarius, and then Maui, I'm thinking of either Sagittarius or maybe Aries as well. So this person is very go with the flow. They definitely like to just move on. They don't think of permanency. So lepidolite with find your quietude, this person could have come in to like kind of disrupt a certain situation, or maybe they just, you know, maybe you were bored, maybe you were just alone and you wanted some fun and this person came along. But somebody here got very anxious. I feel like you actually made them very anxious, even though they're not used to this energy. I feel like they're used to being the one in control, the one who is kind of like, who calls all the shots maybe, or who just kind of flows through life not thinking of anything. And then you came in and suddenly they started overthinking, and it's like, wait, what? Why am I feeling this way towards this person? And what they were feeling, we'll find out in a moment. But they were feeling some type of way. With Soul on Fire, there definitely was some sort of connection. It could also just have been like a very bright flame between the both of you. I feel like you were both very drawn to each other. But with Fall in Love with Your Own Story, this is just a reminder that it doesn't matter what they had to bring. This is all about you, pile 2. I feel like they were just a chapter in your story, maybe even a few pages for some of you. Because the way they see you, Freya, radical acceptance, they know you don't need anything. They know you don't need anybody. Freya is also a goddess of love, but here she's being portrayed as of self-love. Freya as a goddess of self-love, as a goddess of needing nobody but herself, understanding that she has the power within herself to be just magnetic and to have everybody at her feet. She's kind of like Aphrodite, but I always give her more of a warrior edge because this is Norse mythology. And with Maya, I'm thinking of illusion makes me think of that you kind of gave this person a taste of their own medicine, and that you were also very dreamlike and had a bit of a... You could have been the person of their dreams, or you could have given them this illusion that this could have been something else, or you brought some sort of spiritual quality to this and they actually really liked it. Somebody with that much Poseidon in them would be attracted and drawn to your own energy. And this is where I feel you both met, because you both have a very, I almost want to say laissez-faire, but I don't really want to bring that into this. I don't like, you both had a very way about going, and that's how you were drawn to each other. It's like, oh, you want something casual? I want something casual too. So you both came together, and that's what ignited this. It's like you found bits and pieces of each other within each other, and that's where they started to get nervous. I feel like maybe you both began to speak before you had anything together. I feel like this, for a lot of you, it was something physical. And that's what made them nervous. Like, they didn't realize they were up against somebody who was just like them, because they were very go with the flow, but you are go with the flow as well. In fact, you love yourself far too much to fall into the games of whatever this person had going on. Very interesting energy. Let's go ahead and get your archetype cards to see what this connection was. I'm not getting anything about a particular conversation here yet. And maybe there was no conversation and this is why you are here. For my pile 2, we have the empty room. This person could have dipped the next morning. There's something about an empty room. Maybe the room you were both in was empty, or I don't know. Let me get the rest. We have the mother. Okay, somebody here has, if not mother issues, then they could have seen you as a mother-like figure. Because I am getting that a little bit. You could be slightly older. I'm not sure how much, but there is like a difference of 20 here. I'm not sure if you are 20 years older than this person. No judgment here, but that could be the case. Let's get another card. We have the dead end. Yeah, it's like you both knew this wasn't going anywhere. You both knew this wasn't going anywhere, and it's kind of like you got a taste of each other's medicine here. Back of the deck, we have the vision. Did one of the both of you manifest this? Did like you try to call this person in, or maybe they tried to call you in somehow? Overthinking can spoil the magic. Whoever is the one who typically manifests here overthought it. Or maybe once they manifested, like the overthinking qualities came in. It's like, what's going on here? There's definitely a lot of nurturing within this connection, though, with the mother here, regardless of who has mother issues or not. But the empty room lets me know that this wasn't meant to be anything. Like maybe you try to fill the empty room with something, but it was meant to be nothing. It was meant to be cleared out. The dead end, again, this was not meant to progress any further. Maybe you both came to that agreement that it was just meant to be casual, but I don't know. There's something about illusions here. There's something about things not seeming how they are. I'm going to go ahead and get the Lover's Oracle, though. Again, you can make this as platonic as you want, but for a lot of you, it's not going to be platonic. Because that's what I did in the last reading. I was guided to get the Lover's Oracle, just because it happens to be over there. And maybe some of you just got together because you happen to be near each other. You have this one. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Yeah, I'm hearing whatever this was, Pile 2. Even if you felt a very deep soul connection, even if you thought this would be something more, I'm hearing there's something better for you. This was meant to be a one-time thing and nothing more. Because this person has a lot going on. They might travel a lot. I am getting that. They might be too anxious to actually go for anything here. They could have manifested you, and maybe you don't like that. Like, you don't like the idea that you were manipulated into this, if that was the case. But I'm getting lots of dreamlike qualities here, but nothing deep and nothing serious. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is all illusions. So if they were very romantic, it was just part of their game playing here. It was just part of their romancing. Let's go ahead and get your runes, though, for my pile 2. You have Thurisaz. You were very protected from this, regardless of what it was. Even if you engaged in it, even if you decided on this, very protected, divinely so. We also have Lagus, healing. So this could have brought about something. It could have triggered something, and it requires you to do some healing, especially with the mother card here. Either they're healing with their own mother or illusionary things, or you're healing with you needing to accept yourself, radically love yourself, and move on with your story, knowing that this was just somebody who came along to have some fun, essentially. With Isa, we have Ice, standstill. I feel like this is where it ends, like quite literally. I'm getting a lot of cards about ending and emptiness. Like there's nothing more to this. But if you still want to go ahead and figure out what was left unsaid in the last conversation you said, then that you had, let's go ahead and figure that out. For a lot of you, this is going to be a conversation either online or maybe a very short and quick thing after you know, if you did have a conversation last time you saw them. For some of you, I don't know why I'm getting this. Maybe some of you didn't speak this person's language, and there was like a bit of a language barrier there, and you want to know what was left unsaid. Maybe you feel that you mistook something for whatever they were trying to say. Maybe that's why you're here. You're trying to clarify something, but a very super dreamy quality to this connection, and that's all it was. Maybe for you, it felt like a dream. So let's do top row, bottom row. The top row is going to be you. We're going to see what your part in this conversation was. And then the bottom is going to be your person. So for my pile 2, what was the conversation that was being had? We have the, yeah, the Knight of Wands. I feel like you were just looking for a good time with this person. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. Oh, okay. And the 5 of Wands. Okay, so you were definitely looking for a good time. 5 of Wands can be taken one of two ways. It's reversed. But 5 of Wands to me is like fighty energy. It's aggressive energy, which when translated physically makes for some good getting. When it's translated verbally, it means that you could get into arguments with this person. The fact that it was reversed, I don't think you got into an argument, but it was very obvious that you both just don't agree on certain topics, but you weren't going to argue because you were having a good time. It's like, well, let's agree to disagree. That's the energy I'm hearing here. Let's go ahead and get the next cards. We have Justice. Yeah, okay, so if this person has some very questionable views, I feel like you brought logic to that. Let's say they have a very archaic way of thinking, like maybe they're very old-fashioned in something, and you probably brought up the fact that, well, times are changing, bud. Times are changing here. Let's go ahead and get some more cards. The Chariot. Yeah, I feel like you moved on, and you're okay with that. You moved on, but you can't help but wonder, like, what did they mean by some of the things they said? Last card, will you attempt to clarify anything or to say anything that was left unsaid, if at all? I feel like for a lot of you. Okay, so if the opportunity arises, I think you will. The Sun card is it's confidence. It's also not backing down from a fight. Like, you're okay explaining to them what you meant. Like, you don't mind doing this. If you meet them, you definitely, like, if you run into them again, you will definitely approach them out on the street or wherever it is that you meet up. You're not afraid of this. Like, with Justice, I feel like you set them straight about something, though. This is like, the conversation I'm getting is something very, nothing too deep and nothing too personal. I feel like you both like to talk about, like, your own opinions, maybe political views or something like that. Again, for some of you, this could have been like on a dating app or online or through text on messages. Like, it doesn't feel face to face. And if it was, again, you were keeping it very light, very simple, very much, you know, on good terms. Oddly enough, I'm not getting a bad feeling out of this conversation. So what was your person? What did they leave unsaid? What was their conversation? How were they like? We have the Nine of Wands reversed. So they wanted to be very defensive, but I feel like with you, they let their defenses down for just a moment because they're not used to being disarmed so easily. Like, there's something about your energy that makes them want to do things that they typically wouldn't do with others. I'm not sure why that is. Like I said, you gave them a taste of their own medicine here. Maybe they're usually the one who is this way. Like, you know, I'm not sure. Maybe they're used to being the ones to initiate, you know, something physical. And in this case, you did. And they're just like, what? Yeah, very fiery energy here for sure. And for some reason, I'm smiling a lot. So you both definitely enjoyed the conversation. So what else do we have for them? Ten of Swords reversed. So they were going through a hard time. And when you came along, it was like a wonderful distraction. I think that's why they were smiling a lot, or why they were in good spirits. They were not feeling great. And then you come along and it's like, oh, there's Pile 2. I'm going to have a fun time with Pile 2. We also have the Seven of Swords. But look, this person hides and lies and just doesn't say the full truth. If they don't lie, because maybe they don't say the full truth, they will give you enough of the truth that you need and keep the rest of it to themselves. This person is used to wearing a mask. They're used to not exposing all of themselves. And yet when it came to you, they were like battling this. And I feel like you picked up on this as well. We have the Eight of Swords, acting stupid, that's for sure, because they know what they're doing, but they act stupid. And if they're not acting stupid, they're being stupid. That's what I'm getting. I typically don't read the Eight of Swords this way, but I feel like this person just thought they could come in and be the what you're playing them at their own game here, Pile 2. They're used to being the one who comes in and, like, you know, seduces, is the player, is the one who kind of initiates everything. And here you're the one doing this because your energy was a lot higher than theirs. Again, they could be recovering from something. Maybe they just got out of a relationship and this is their first time back on the field. Or maybe they just went through something difficult. And they're just trying to get back out there. And I guess you were proof that they're not ready for that, and or that they should change their ways. This is why this is coming under the Justice card. I feel like you called them out on something as well. You figured out something of theirs. They didn't like it. We also have Divine Masculine, Emperor. They are used to being the Divine Masculine. Well, not even divine. I don't want to say they're completely divine. They're used to being in that Emperor energy. They're used to being the one in control. And because they couldn't be that completely with you, they were like, yeah, let me just leave it here. So will they attempt to reveal what was left unsaid? Will they attempt to clarify this? This is Six of Pentacles. I feel like they will if you ask them, because the way this person's energy is that they don't like to back down from a fight. So if you were to confront them, they would do it just because you ask them to, but you would have to ask them to. I feel like there's something reciprocal here. They would also have to gain something out of doing it, which is annoying. I know, it's very transactional. This this person, I say dude because of the Emperor. They don't not have to be a man. They could just be somebody with very masculine energy. They would, just because it would have to be transactional. They would because you would ask them to, but they would never volunteer it. Like I said, they keep the truth to themselves. So yeah, I'm getting strong Sagittarius energy. And I know like certain astrology books will go on and on about how Sagittariuses are all about the truth and whatever. I'm sorry, I grew up with way too many Sagittariuses to know better. They will tell you the truth, but they will tell you the truth that you need to hear. And they will keep part of the truth to themselves. That's how they are, and that's how this person is. No hate on Sagittariuses. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hate on you guys. I just have I've seen the toxicity of Sagittarius in my life, unfortunately. And I've seen the ugliest side. But this person gives me that kind of energy. They do not have to be that sign. What I'm getting for them is like a square of all the mutables. So they could be like Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius, but something square there, like something that is kind of manipulative as well. But they couldn't manipulate you because you were too honest, you were too upfront, and quite honestly, they kind of needed whatever you had to provide. They kind of needed something from you, even if it was just a physical interaction, even if it was just a conversation. So this person is very odd. Like they might be reforming some sort of habits that they used to have when it comes to dating and relationships. And you might be seeing a part of that, but you're not really meant to be a part of it. You know, like they're not going to change their ways for you, but they might change their ways because they're realizing that they don't have it within them anymore to be this way. Hence why Divine Masculine came through instead of Emperor. Within this deck, they don't have the Emperor, they have Divine Masculine. They might be tapping into a healthier type of masculinity, which if so, great for them, you know. If you had to be part of that lesson, then good. But they'll only clarify things if you ask them to and if they get something out of it. So I'm not sure what that something else would be, but yeah. Back of the deck, Nine of Swords. So either you or your person are really prone to anxiety. And after all, we had the lepidolite card. I feel like part of the reason that they left things unsaid, this person suffers, they might be suffering from something mental here. Because like I said, the Ten of Swords reversed, they just came out of something difficult. And I think their mind is not where it usually is. So they were not on top of their mental game, at least with you. I would actually be very kind to this person, and I kind of didn't want to be when I saw the oracles. I'm like, oh, this dude's a player. Or I keep saying dude. This feels like very much a straight man energy, but it does not have to be. But this person, be very gentle with them. They're going through something, and I don't think they're used to going through something internal here. If this is something that is going to help them reform their ways and set them on the right path, I think that's good. I feel like you may actually be a good friend if they wanted your advice and help with this, because you were more in control of the situation and they were not used to that. In fact, the only major arcana card they got was the Divine Masculine. You got Justice, the Chariot, and the Sun. They're dealing with overcoming some sort of either father wounds or toxic masculine energy. Like maybe they're realizing that their way about going about things wasn't great, which is great. We always want to see healthy masculinity within people, right? So yeah, they're going through something. You could be going through something as well. Maybe this is what brought you together, but I feel like you're going through something either different or you're at the end of your healing journey. And maybe you could like show this person how to heal. I feel like you and this person would be good friends if you wanted to be, but I don't think they're meant to be anything aside from that. So let's get some closing advice for you, Pile 2. This is meant to be a yes or no deck, and the question we're going to be answering is going to be, are they going to come back and attempt to clarify what they said? Will they say what was left unsaid? Trust it will manifest. I feel like they will, because I feel like you're going to end up running into them again, or like some odd coincidence, or maybe they'll just feel the need to reach out. And the conversation is going to be like all that illusion, all that dreamy quality that was there at the beginning, it's going to dissipate. There's going to be clarity here. I feel like there will be a conversation, but it's not going to be what you think. There's healing here. There's healing on both you and your person's parts. So let's go ahead and get your angel number deck. And let's make sure my cards don't fall. I have such a big table. And all these, like, I wish you would see the entirety of it. It is such a mess with, like, crystals and decks. And I feel like this is how this person is. Like, all you saw was, like, the clear, beautiful image here. But then if you were to, like, zoom out and see the entire frame, there's, like, all kinds of garbage. And not all of it is theirs, but only because they're going through something. It's like, you know, when somebody is so busy or they're sick or something, so they leave their chores off to the side and their house is a mess. That's what I'm seeing with this person. Okay, so for my pile 2, angel numbers 1212, I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. Yeah, focus on you, focus on your story, focus on whatever it is that you need here, pile 2. 1212, December 12th could be an important date for some of you, or even, what else can we get out of here? So we could see like January 2nd, January 12th, December 2nd. The winter season in the Northern Hemisphere anyway, might be important. That might be when they reach out again. That might be when you run into them again, which would make sense to me. I feel like the holiday season, we run into everybody, right? Everybody comes home from the holidays and everybody sees each other. But let's get some Cupid Says cards to see what was left unsaid, anything that they might want to say. This is supposed to be your person's higher self. So for my pile 2, we have all of you. Something about the whole package of you is important here. Either they like it or they don't like it. Or they just have a hard time handling all of you. We have I want you. Interesting. But why? There are no what ifs. Oh, okay. This person isn't, they're all or nothing. They're all or nothing. So if you don't meet all their expectations, they don't want you. So, or another way to see it is if they were to get into a connection with you, it's like they either want you for a relationship or nothing else. Like even if you've already done the deed once, I think they decided then that either you would be a partner or you wouldn't be anything. And I guess for a lot of you, they chose anything. With It Still Hurts, they're still going through something. I've never seen this card in this deck, and I use this deck a lot. With It Still Hurts, something still hurts, whether it's their heart, their head, maybe their body, maybe they're going through something physically, but something still hurts here. Maybe the way you treated them, or what, well, I hope you were treating them well, pile 2. Not the 18+ readings. Look, if you and this person did something, you know, kinky here, then I don't know, maybe that still hurts. But yeah, maybe something you said also still hurts. Maybe you gave them a harsh truth or a harsh reality check, because I was getting a lot of that from you, pile 2. I'm so excited for our future. Interesting. These are all very positive cards, even though I don't think there's anything else to this connection. Let's make magic happen. I think they're going to come back around and try something with you, because they're going to look at their options, or they're going to recognize something and be like, you know what, pile 2 was not that bad. And then back of the deck, I want to give up. You know what this is? This person is going through some, I really do feel that they have some sort of mental illness right now, whether it's depression, anxiety, or whatever the situation is. And one thing that made them happy was whatever they had with you. So if they do come back around, they're going to want something. They might try something, because you were one of the few things that brought a smile to their face when nothing else really could. So I would be aware of that. I would be wary of that, because if this is something you want, then fine, but do understand you're going to have to carry them through some sort of healing. And I'm not sure if you want to do that, because after all, we did get a lot of cards about focusing on yourself. So if that's the case, make sure you are still taking care of you. This person comes second until they are able to be that quote, quote, divine masculine from the tarot. I wouldn't feed too much into this. Keep a healthy distance, keep those boundaries there, because this person will want something back, because there's something addictive about either you or your energy here. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the blue apatite card, then we have a reading here for you about what was left unsaid last time you had a conversation with your person, or the last conversation you had. So we are looking at blue apatite, which is a very interesting stone, because it is actually one, to me at least, about psychic speaking, like connecting your third eye to your throat chakra. So being able to speak intuitively or knowing exactly what to say. There is also something here about the heart, because I can't help but notice there's a little bit of green inclusions in this particular image rendering of it. Here we actually have blue apatite. This is what it looks like, at least the one I have. This is the one that I like to use the most. So a little bit of a color difference there, but I don't think that's a big problem. The card says, look beyond yourself and think big pic. So whatever this was, pile 3, there's a chance that you were not looking at the big picture, or maybe somebody here, you or your person, were only thinking about the moment in time, like the present moment. And that's not a bad thing. I feel like we are meant to stay in present energy, but there's something about not looking ahead, not looking to the future, or not seeing something in the grand scheme of things. This could be you or your person, but for a lot of you, I'm actually hearing you, because if there was something you missed, this is why you're here. And maybe you weren't seeing a perspective of either theirs, or like, I'm hearing your higher self or the universe's perspective of what this conversation was meant to lead to. So let's go ahead and get your cards to see. It's going to be the vibe check. It's going to tell you who your person was, what the nature of the conversation is, what the nature of your connection to this person is. I am attempting to leave this as platonic or romantic. Well, a lot of these readings do end up being romantic, but if it is platonic, I'm gonna leave room for that as well. So let's go ahead and get your cards, pile 3. We have Eros, love. Well, there's your answer. Love was definitely the it was definitely the theme of the subject for some of you. So even if it wasn't somebody, like if this person was not a romantic interest, maybe you were talking to somebody about somebody that you potentially love or have a crush on or are in a relationship with. We have set chaos. There we go. I'm already hearing that the big picture is love, but all you could focus on was the chaos. And then we have the creators. I'm being told to get 4 of these on my pile 3. In flow with money, 43. So money could have been of importance here as well. We have your past supports your future. Yeah, like I said, you're looking at the bigger picture here. That includes looking back to certain aspects of the past that are building you up for the future, as well as the present moment. And it's weird because I usually, when I tap into spirit, the spirit really likes it when people focus on the present moment, when they focus on the now. But in this particular conversation, in this particular instance, you were focusing a bit too much on the now and a bit too much on what you were either feeling. It's like a heat of the moment thing. And like I said, present tense is a good thing, but not the heat of the moment, because sometimes in the moment we tend to feel our feelings very strongly, or we tend to get really caught up in certain thoughts that are not very conductive. This could be you, this could be your person. It could have been both. We also have accept and receive. There's something about a balance here. And stop, drop, and ground. Yeah, that's what I was feeling, that you were not grounded enough to really get the full message of this conversation. Your person may or may not have been. I feel like your person kind of shifts between either seeing you in a loving way or seeing you in this chaotic way. And chaotic doesn't necessarily mean that they hate you or they think negatively of you. It's just that they don't know what to expect next, or how to react, or what to say. It's like this person is trying hard to... Well, maybe not trying too hard, but they're attempting to look at this through the lens of love, and maybe you are as well. But there's just a chaotic energy here, whatever that may be. I'm not sure if it's an outside influence or if it's just like the chemistry you both have when you get together. Like things can get a bit out of hand. Or it could have been like the situation itself, like whatever it was that you were talking about, brought chaos to this. It brought something... It was something you weren't expecting to hear, or maybe you found out something that was rather aggravating. So I feel like even though there is love here, there's the situation, the topic of the conversation was something that was difficult to hold and understand, because there was a lot of emotions. It's like finding out something, and because you find it out in that instance, you don't have time to process it. So instead, you go with your ego, you go with that with that fight or flight mentality, it's like, well, this is how, it's your first instinct, your first response to it may not have been the best one because you didn't have time to sit with it. And I feel like for some of you, this could have been a two-part conversation. Maybe you started off the conversation that way and then decided to stop it, whether for practical reasons, maybe you both had something to do, or you decided to follow it the next day or sometime later that day. So I feel like for some of you, this was a two-part conversation. And the second time you came around, you had a calmer heart, a calmer spirit, and so did your person. I feel like you and your person were both in this energy, by the way. I'm getting very similar vibes from your person. It's odd, when I tap into your person's energy, the Eros love card is what stands out the strongest, because I feel like they do have a deep concern and love about you. And maybe you didn't want to believe it because of the nature of the conversation, but there is love here. And not just the, you know, the erotic love, not just the love of, not romantic love. It could also just be love in general. Like, especially if this was a family member, they really do care about you. If they were talking to you about, like, for example, a relationship you are in, maybe they were trying to tell you that they didn't like this person. And of course you reacted in a certain way because you felt threatened. Or maybe you feel that they don't understand, but I need you to understand at the base of this conversation, there is pure love here. So let's go ahead and get more cards for you. This is how, so these two cards I'm seeing as your person, but I'm actually seeing a blend of the both of you, because whoever you were speaking to, at least at the time, you were very connected to them. You still may be. Like, when two people are connected, their energies blend together, and I have a hard time dissecting them. So that explains why you took something very personally here. Because you thought you knew them, and then you find this out. Okay, so this is going to be you. Kuan Yin, compassion. I love when Kuan Yin shows up. She's the goddess of mercy, and she's one of my favorite goddesses as well. I keep her on my phone as a background to remind me to have mercy, not just on myself, but on everyone else around me. Mostly myself, though, because I'm one of those people who tends to be very hard on themselves, and maybe you are as well, Pile 3. And this is just a reminder to go ahead and let you know that you do need to be a lot more kinder to yourself. You know, be easy on yourself. Maybe you reacted in a way that you didn't want to in this conversation, because Spirit is really asking me to point, well, maybe not point the finger, but to really focus on you here, because I feel like there's some guilt, or maybe there's something here that you just, maybe you wanted to say more, or you felt that you could have said something in a better way. Because your person, I'm trying to tap into their energy, and all I feel from them is love. Like, your person is literally trying to direct me well, 1, to love, 2, to the reciprocity, 2, to your past and your futures. Because I feel like they wanted to see the big picture, and maybe you had a hard time seeing that. The info with money, this conversation could have been about money, or maybe you were both focused on money. And the grounding, for sure, I feel like they kind of wanted to ground you a little bit in reality. But you were just, there was something about your world being uprooted here. So Kuan Yin is coming through as showing you as very compassionate. Maybe you are trying to develop this compassion as well for this conversation. For a lot of you, this conversation isn't over, is what I'm hearing. And I'm not going to lie, Pile 3, the energy of this reading is very heavy. Letting me know that it's still weighing on your mind, and possibly also your person's mind. Let's get another card for you. We have Maya, illusion. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. That you were allowing your illusions to get the best of you, or you were allowing the nature of the theme to get carried away. I feel like you were definitely triggered somehow. So let's say they said something that really upset you, and you couldn't help but react, or just get angry, or, you know, in your own way, do something here. I feel like your person, because they love you so much, they didn't want to provoke you any further. They didn't want to make you feel any certain type of way. Honestly, I'm not sure how communicative your person is of their feelings. For a lot of you, you may not even understand this, and this could have been what was left unsaid, because what I'm hearing from your person is that they never meant to hurt you, and that they never would want to hurt you, but they need you to know the truth, and they would rather you be upset with them with the truth than, you know, lie to you and take you for a fool here, because they understand that you're not stupid. They understand that you deserve the truth because either this is what you have asked of them, this is what your energy asks of them, or they just do have some sort of respect for you. But I'm also thinking of Eros and Psyche, the myth of Eros and Psyche, where Eros gave Psyche everything and their love was very pure, but the only condition he gave her was to not see him because, you know, he's an important figure. And of course, Psyche overthinking and letting her sisters convince her of some BS was like, well, what if I'm actually sleeping with a monster here? So she looks at him and he feels betrayed because all he asked of her was to, you know, trust him, essentially, to trust what they had. So I'm not sure if there's something about trust here that you both share, or maybe somebody here did something to essentially betray the other. It doesn't have to be, because I don't know if it's a third party. I don't think that matters. What matters is that there was honesty here. And I think you have to ask yourself, would you rather be angry at your person for the truth, or would you rather them never tell you the truth and just, you know, find out later through other means, through other sources? Because I feel like your person was very honest. Even though Set is the god of chaos, I'm going to read from the book for him because I'm kind of overlooking some aspect of Set that I don't think I've ever looked into before. But let me get the rest of your cards. Maybe the cards will clarify this. I'm getting the Wild Unknown Archetype cards for you, pile 3. So, for my pile 3. This could have something to do with money as well. Maybe that's where you felt betrayed. Maybe somebody spent something on something that you didn't want to spend on. We have the Starborn. Interesting. Notice how the egg is cracked. I'm hearing it takes a few eggs. Sorry, you have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet, you know? Like sometimes things have to get down and dirty in order to create something better. And I feel like there's a similar situation here. We have the womb. Okay, for some of you, we could be speaking about children. We could be speaking about having children or babies or pregnancy, because I'm thinking of eggs, I'm thinking of wombs. I mean, you know, this is just human biology. But also about creating something with this person, if not a pregnancy. And the seed. Well, God. Pile 3, is there a pregnancy here? The seed, the egg, the womb, I mean. But regardless, if it's not that, because I know for everybody it's not going to be that. There's something about starting something with this person, or trying to get something to grow, or something about the long term, something about the future. Like somebody here provides the seed, somebody here incubates it in the womb. And I mean, do you see why I get that analogy? Back of the deck, the animal. Biological instinct. What I'm being told is that the archetype cards, somebody here is trying to grow. Somebody here is trying to better themselves. Somebody here is only but a seed, so they can't really give fruit. They're only a seed, so they haven't even sprouted, and they can't give you what you want right now. But it's like they see you as this womb. It's like they're very aware that you could provide something for them. Or maybe you were trying to make this case that they could grow with you, that you could both do something here. But there's something, I'm hearing Bjork's Unison, the song Unison. And I'm hearing, the song is very beautiful. It starts with one hand loves the other and so much of me. And then the chorus is, but tonight we shouldn't fight. But tonight we shouldn't fight. Embrace you tight. Yeah, it's like somebody here is tired of fighting. It's like we're meant to build something here. We're meant to do something here. And I feel like this is your person. I think your person is tired of fighting, and they're looking at the big picture. And they're thinking about all the good stuff you could do, but you're just kind of focused on, something that they did. Maybe it was in the past, maybe it was like some mess up that they did. And it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it won't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a big deal. For a lot of you, I do feel it has to do with money. Another way I'm seeing this, and I'm not saying that if what they did was something really bad, like if it was something that disrespected you in any way, I'm not saying that you should forgive them. quite the opposite. Unless it's something, again, in the grand scheme of things, you can both get over. But if they disrespected you in some way and they refuse to change, or if it's a repeated pattern, I'm not saying to forgive them at all here. If you do forgive them, it's not to take them back. It's to give you peace of mind. Because Kuan Yin, I'm also seeing as the goddess of forgiveness, mercy, compassion. You know, it's like you both have love for each other in a certain way. But where your person tends to bring us chaotic energy from time to time with their actions or with the people they tend to associate with, you tend to have this illusionary tendency. It's basically rose-colored glasses. You may want to overlook certain things that they do. And I feel like at this point you had had enough of overlooking it. And all you could do was look at the facts, look at the reality. And especially because they chose to be honest with you for once, as opposed to the past where you may have overlooked it. Maybe you knew they were up to something, but you were like, you know what, I don't care. But this time it's like, no, you both needed to confront this. And thank goodness you did. Because it looks like you want to create something here with this person, or they may want to create something with you. Something that is going to be long lasting. Of course, I could see this as being like a relationship, a marriage, moving in together, or for some of you, it could be a creative endeavor, a business, and of course, children, a family, if that is what you want. But animal lets me know that somebody here has some animal instincts. This is, again, I think for the both of you, your primal instinct to react in a certain way is what is getting in the way of both of you building something here. Your person has this too, but I'm being asked to focus on you as well, pile 3, because if you cannot focus on that yourself, then how do you expect your person to do so as well? At least do your part within this connection to be the person you want to be. And if they want to follow in line, then that's great. And if not, that will give you an indication of where they can go, essentially. Let's go ahead and get your last cards. Or, yeah, the Lover's Oracle cards. And like I said, this doesn't have to be romantic, but I like some of the messages that these cards give because it has to do with like one-on-one partnerships. So we have this sweet little dove. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Yeah, I feel like I said, the big picture, there is a blessing here. The big picture is that there is something that good that is going to come out of this. Even if it's just your own understanding of what it is that you want in life, of yourself and how you go about through life. Or of something else that you may have wanted that may only come through these means. Or, well, maybe not limit it that way. That may have a high possibility of coming through these means. Let's go ahead and get your runes. We keep getting... Look, for some of you, this could be pregnancy. Because this is the fertility rune. This is Ingus. If not fertility, again, this is creative ability, creativity. This could also mean just partnerships, like the way you and somebody connect. We have, this is Ewas, trust. Trust. Okay, maybe there is a truce here. This is trust. Like I said, you have to trust your person. There's something here about trust and success. This is Jera. So I feel like you will come back together to either clarify this and find success here, or you will have the ability to, if not fully repair your trust, then to trust in your person again, or at the very least trust yourself when it comes to this situation, when it comes to your person, whatever went on, and the conversation as well. Very interesting. But there has to be a lot of reciprocity. In fact, I'm just now realizing that this says number 11, and anytime I see repeating numbers like that, that is mirroring within each other. Of course, somebody here could be Lifepath 11 as well. Which would make you a number 2, a life path 2, and that, of course, is a number of partnerships. In fact, 24, 11, 43, 31, 27, 35. If those numbers are of any importance, we also have 3. We have 46 and 66. So there's more mirroring here, 66 and 19. Well, if this sounds like your situation, pile 3, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot then to see what was left unsaid. We're going to get both perspectives, yours and your person's. And maybe see a little bit more of the actual conversation, because it's interesting that we had a little bit of everything here. And I got a lot of emotion out of this as well. But some of my readings have been very emotional lately. I don't know what's going on with my viewership. Okay, so the top row is meant to be you, pile 3. This is going to be how you took the conversation. What the nature of the conversation could have been, what you left unsaid, if there was anything, what you would want to communicate, as well as how this, whether you will attempt to clarify any of this. And then the bottom is going to be your person, and same for them. So let's start with you. Where were you in this conversation? We have strength reverse. Yeah, like I said, this is a moment of weakness for you. I feel like even if you don't typically react this way, I feel like this is one of the few times that you allowed yourself a moment of weakness. And I'm not sure if it was because of the nature of what was being said or this person, but which I guess lets me know how vulnerable you are used to being with this person, if they were able to get that reaction out of you, or how much something here meant something to you. We also have the Ace of Cups reversed. I feel like this is very much like you didn't want to feel what you were feeling. You kind of didn't want to have this conversation, but you were having it because it had to be had. There's something here about not wanting to be, like you just didn't want this to happen. We have the 9 of Cups. What else can we get? 10 of Swords. There's something here about getting something you wanted after a long period of having to go through struggles, or like you had gone through something, so you finally got something you wanted. I'm not sure if it's with this person or from this person, or it could be something outside of the both of you. But there's something about you finally getting something you wanted here after working hard for it, or after worrying about it for so long. And this would explain why you were like emotionally driven, or like why you reacted the way you did. It's kind of like being exasperated after working so hard for something. This comes up. We have the 5 of Wands reversed. Yeah, you didn't want to fight, but I feel like it's or argue, and I shouldn't say fight. You didn't want to argue, but because you had already invested so much in this, or because you felt so strongly about it, you couldn't help but do so. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Just not fight about it? Another way I'm seeing this is that somebody could have been trying to diffuse the situation, whether it was your person or maybe something outside of yourself, because I feel like you were not yourself during this conversation, pile 3. And I'm saying this with so much love. I'm not trying to call you out. Let's get one more card. We have the Holy Dancer. This is the Hanged Man. So I feel like at the end of this conversation, your perspective, your viewpoints, your beliefs even, couldn't help but shift. Like you definitely came out of this with a new mindset, with a new perspective, even having to go about living your life differently for some of you. I'm seeing canceled plans. I'm seeing promises broken, which would explain why this meant so much to you and why you couldn't help but be the emotional creature that you are. I'm not trying to shame you for that. After all, after some sort of bad news here, I feel like anyone would react this way. I'm just now remembering that I forgot to read for Set. So I'm going to read that before I move on to your person, because I feel like that's something important that has to be touched upon here. Okay, from the book of Gods and Titans, Set Chaos. Trust that chaos is a part of the process of change. Things sometimes need to fall apart to reform into your desires. Hold your intention. Yeah, I feel like this was necessary change. This was necessary upheaval. The Egyptian god of the desert, darkness, chaos, and storms, and there I'm thinking of the tower, is Set, or Seth. Ooh, is somebody's name Seth here? An incredibly powerful god with many temples attributed to him. Set was the son of Nuit of the sky and Geb of the earth, and he was brother to Osiris. Set is a mysterious figure, represented as a man with the head of a beast, including features of an aardvark, a jackal, or even a greyhound. He is considered the dark brother of Osiris, whom he killed and disassembled in jealousy. Sorry, dismembered. Disassembled, like he's a Lego or something. Set was the mighty lord of Upper Egypt and Ombos, and what else? Set was regarded as barren, just like the desert with which he was associated. So maybe somebody here, because we did say womb and we did say seed, maybe somebody here is suffering with infertility issues. That's not going to be everybody, of course. But even if not, it's like somebody here can't offer you what you need. That's another way of viewing infertility. Like you want to create something, but this person doesn't have anything to bring to the table to create something with you. What else? So I feel like this was necessary chaos. This was like a necessary storm. You know how people go out on the porch when it's storming and they're like, we needed this rain, we needed this. That's what I'm hearing. And I know you don't want to hear that because this probably caused you some sort of grief. But this conversation was necessary. All the difficult things that needed to be said here. My God, why am I stuttering? All the difficult things that needed to be said were necessary within this conversation. But now let's move on to your person. So let's see how they were taking it. This is what I'm more concerned about. What did they leave unsaid? So what was their role in this conversation? 10 of Cups, but it's reversed. I'm hearing they had to give up something wonderful. This wonderful thing they had to give up could have been you or for you, or something that you both wanted. We have the 5 of Cups reversed. Upright, it's a lack. Reversed, I'm seeing that they didn't want to keep leaving that gap within you. Does that make sense? It's like they know they lacked something, so they weren't going to continue pretending that they could give you something that they couldn't give you. We have the 2 of Cups. I feel like for some of you, you parted ways. Or for some of you, this is no longer a thing. For, you know what, this does sound like a breakup for a lot of you. Maybe over something important like wanting to start a family. What did they leave unsaid? Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah, they couldn't start something with you. All of their cards are reversed, my goodness. Except Judgment, Awakening. They made the decision. They knew what they were leaving behind. I'm saying that they made this decision with a heavy heart because they knew exactly what they were leaving behind. They made the decision with a heavy heart because there are very much feelings here. The 10 and 2 of Cups would not have come along if there weren't feelings. So even though they're reversed, they let something go. It's with a heavy heart that they had to, because I feel like they truly did love you. I think they still do. I think if you were to ask them, well, I guess it depends on their perspective. I feel like it depends how long ago this was. If it was more recent, I feel like they would still admit that there is love there. If it was a long time ago, I feel like they would say that, yes, they loved you. I'm not sure how active that love is. At the very least, the love of friendship, you know? And the last card, 2 of Wands. I keep hearing, I don't want to fight. The only card up right here is the Awakening, the Judgment card. So it's like they know they made the decision, and I think that decision still stands. Back of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like they do regret how this conversation went. I'm not sure if they played... I feel like they replay it in their head, whether they could have said something better or whether they could have handled this in a better way, because the Knight of Swords is somebody who initiates a conversation. Maybe they initiated, or maybe they're the one who had the more important things to say here. Yeah, for a lot of you, this was a breakup or a separation or something along those lines. I want to use my mini Empyrean to see if there's any, like, what the next steps of this conversation is. Would they attempt to... I guess, have another conversation with you, or to revisit this, or I don't know. Okay, so would they attempt to revisit this conversation? I'm hearing yes. If you wanted to open up this conversation again, I think they would. Because here we have the Ace of Wands reversed, and here we have it upright. So it's like, yeah, for clarity's sake. And because they do care about you. Like, they'd be fine with that. Would they attempt to say what was left unsaid? 2 of Cups. No. Because they don't know how. Not only that, but I think they don't want to give you the wrong impression. Like, there's love here, but it's like they know they can't give you what you want, so they're not going to pretend to give you what you want. Also, this person might just be very emotionally stifled. Like, I don't think they understand how to express their emotions. If anything, they're more used to expressing their desire. But even here, it's like, because their desire has been tied to their emotions, they can't do that either. This would be somebody, for example, if this was something more physical, their emotions come through something physical here. Like the way, like if their love language was acts of service, they feel that if they did something for you, it would be basically expressing their love, and they're having a hard time with that because they know they can't offer what you want. Will there be another conversation? Because I already said that they're willing to do that, but I'm more interested if there will be for whatever reason. We have the Eight of Wands. I'm hearing yes, but it would have to be like, it would have to be in passing. It would just have to come up naturally. Like if you were to make a, like for example, a coffee date or something, like a date to like speak with them, it wouldn't go the way you wanted. You have to catch them off guard, and you have to catch them in a moment where they like, you feel like they would be open to this, because the Eight of Wands is like movement. It's energy and movement. And if you were to set something up like on a particular date at a particular time, what would happen is that they would plan out what they would say. It's kind of like they would have to come in with a game, well, not a game, a game plan to see how they would treat you or what they would say, because this person is really good at, the energy is just slightly manipulative, not so much to you. I feel like this is how they operate with other people, and this is how they know what to say, exactly how to say it. Like, they're very strategic. But with you, they can't be that way because they feel too much. Is there anything else this person left unsaid? Let's just leave anything else. The Lovers reversed. They very much understand the love that was here. In fact, it's all over the place. The Two of Cups reversed, the Lovers reversed. This person has a lot of love for you, or there was a possibility for this to become a deep relationship if it wasn't already. And I don't think they can provide that right now, hence why they had to separate. So they left you with a heavy heart. They left you with a heavy heart, and they never meant to hurt you, is what I'm hearing. And they really wish that this had gone a different way with the Knight of Swords. They wish that this conversation had been handled better, but I don't know how much differently it could have been handled. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Like, they regret how this conversation ended, or even how this connection ended if it did. What's underneath the Knight of Swords? Three of Cups. King of Swords reversed. All of these reversals. But then we have the Lovers upright. Yeah. Six of Cups reversed. This person, that Three of Cups makes me wonder if their friends are noticing that they are different. Because I don't want to feed delusions. I don't think this reading is meant to tell you whether they will come back or not. There's plenty of other readings out there for that. This reading is meant to tell you what was left unsaid, and it's that they really did care. That they really did care, that they really did love you, but that they just don't know how to express that for whatever reason, that they don't want to do that right now. They can't offer you what you want, though they wish they could, and because they can't, they're not going to pretend that they can. Two of Wands, they don't want to fight anymore. I feel like if you tried to be friends, maybe it didn't work out and you would just end up getting into fights, so it's like, let me just leave this behind. Honestly, Pile 3, I am sending you so much love. So much love. Because I can tell, like I said, they're open to this conversation again. And maybe they hope it'll lead somewhere, but I feel like if they are open to the conversation, it's just for more clarity, or maybe because they miss you enough that they would just want to hear your voice again. This person can't offer you what you want, and maybe this is why you reacted the way you did. And yeah, that's what was left unsaid, that they really do care. This person wouldn't be the kind of person to say I love you very often, or to even express how much they love you. That's hard for them. I feel like, I need you to understand, they're as broken-hearted as you are, or at least they were with this conversation. Let's get your angel cards. Let's get some closing advice for my pile 3. We have 1111, I am awakening. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you truly are. There are better people coming in for you, pile 3. There are people that the universe will send to you that you need because, well, one, this person isn't everything. I'm sure you wanted to think that way, maybe even especially because you now understand that they do have feelings for you. But if they were not able to own up to their truth in that moment, then let's move forward with other things, you know, on to better and bigger things. Let's go ahead and get your cards for, this is a yes or no deck. So, for my pile 3. And the yes or no question we're going to attempt to answer is, will they try to clarify this? Will they try to say what was unsaid? Even though I kind of already did that in the tarot, I want to get a double confirmation. Cut through to find clarity. I'm taking this one of two ways. Either, yes, they will come through it just to clarify anything. I feel like they would just want you to be on good terms with them and they want to make sure that you get the message. Another way of seeing this is that you need to find your own clarity because maybe this person just does not know how to offer it or maybe not want to offer it. Because when you have chaos and love together, this person probably finds love to be very chaotic or very inconvenient for them. Yeah, they would cause more harm than good, at least at the moment, at least for you. So let's go ahead and get the Cupid Says cards. These could be, this is going to be messages from your person's higher self. That's what I'm attempting to do here. For my pile 3, this energy is very heavy. I'm not sure if this is your person or you, but I feel like you deserve better than this heaviness, pile 3. We have, I support your decision no matter what. Yeah, I feel like they want to support you. And maybe you want to support their decision too. It's like, for them, they want you to be happy regardless, but they're aware that they can't be the one to make you happy. Maybe in another time, in another life, yeah. Maybe it's for some other time or some other life. We have cuddles, please. You may have enjoyed cuddling with this person. Maybe this person really enjoyed cuddling you as well. Take a leap. They want you to go after the things you want. They want you to go and pursue your dreams. Don't go back. This could be taken one of two ways. Either don't go back to this person. I feel like they still don't have what you want them to offer you. They still don't have that. Or don't go back on something you told them. Maybe you had a conversation with them about going back to something and they're here trying to remind you not to go back to that thing. Because it could be very easy for you to fall back to whatever it was that you said you wouldn't go back to. And then the last card, love always wins. Yeah, there will always be love here. The love will always remain between the both of you, no matter how hard you try. Back of the deck, I've lost faith. So this person is going through their own journey, and I don't think they want to burden you with this. I don't think you would want to be burdened with this, because considering how heavy this energy is, pile 3, you don't want this. This is a lot. Take a moment to breathe. Yeah, maybe breathing exercises will help with this, especially if you've been suffering in any type of way, either emotionally or otherwise, due to this particular situation. Because for a lot of you, this was a breakup or something along those lines, a separation, if you will. But this is where I leave it, my beautiful pile 3. I am sending you so much love, so much healing, and so much light to both you and your person, and to the connection itself. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the moonstone, then we have a reading here for you about what was left unsaid last time you spoke to your person, or last time you had a particular conversation. So, why do I have Chappelle Rowan's Hot to Go stuck in my head for this pile? I literally had it stuck in my head like as soon as I walked into the room and was about to, you know, get ready for this reading. So I feel like this is going to be a fun one. So we're going to go ahead and look at the oracles to see who you and your person are, what the nature of the conversation was, as well as what could have been left unsaid. And then the tarot will give us a more precise look into it. But the card you chose, Moonstone. Roll with the tides of your heart. This is a very lovely variety of moonstone. I never see them that way. The only moonstone I have is a black moonstone, and that one does look like this. In fact, let me see if I can find it, because it is my favorite. Like, just, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. But so there's something about listening to your heart, or listening to something that your heart longs for. Hot to Go is actually a very raunchy song, so I'm not sure if you and this person maybe you were not picking up what they were putting down, or maybe they weren't picking up what you were putting down, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like there could have been there was definitely some hidden meanings, or they were definitely trying to imply something here, or it could have been you. We'll see who it is. Let's go ahead and get to your oracles though, because I feel like somebody here wanted to have fun, and somebody kind of was either not seeing it or was not accepting it, or I don't know. Let's go ahead and get your cards though. For my pile 4, we have Typhon, Anger, Rage. I'm getting strong Mars energy, and this is not what it seems. I'll explain it in a moment. Let me clarify this with the second card though. For my pile 4, we have Focus. Someone needs to let off some steam, that's for sure. Somebody needs to let off some steam. This is meant to be your person, so I feel like they could be somebody who focuses really hard on their goals, or maybe they just like to... They're the kind of person who doesn't stop at nothing until like something is achieved here, and I feel like you saw that. Let's go ahead and get the creative cards oracles. Like, this person could have been looking very inwards as well. I don't know what they had going on, but they had a lot of pent-up rage, or maybe frustration as well. Or they were trying to focus their anger elsewhere, and maybe this is why, like, the conversation... Somebody here was very distracted or just wasn't really paying attention. This could have been you. I feel like this is your person. I feel like this is definitely your person. We have, what's your honest truth? You could have been asking them for truth. We have Cut the Cords of Doubt, 42. Get back to Elemental. Do some of you play... This makes me think of the little triangles in Legend of Zelda. For those of you who play Legend of Zelda. And it also makes me think of... Isn't there a similar symbology in Harry Potter? I'm not a big Harry Potter person, but it reminds me of that. Let's get something else. Create Alchemy. I'm getting a lot of 18+ messages coming through. I need you to understand that, pile 4. So if this is not that kind of connection, if you don't have that kind of connection with this person, you might want to choose another pile. But let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. I'm being told I need to put everything out first before I start tapping into what's going on, because somebody was misreading this, and or somebody here was just like... We have two different mindsets here. Somebody's mind was elsewhere and somebody else's mind was on something else. So the goddess cards, goddess power cards, are meant to represent you. Nyx, secrets. What is Nyx the goddess of? The night? I'll look into it. But there's definitely secrets here. Maybe you were keeping secrets or trying to divulge secrets or trying to get secrets from them. We also have Maya Illusion. She has come out for like 3 of the 4 piles in this entire reading. So, I mean, I guess it makes sense. She's trying to bring clarity here where any miscommunication would be a sort of illusion. But I want another card here, just to clarify this, because I don't feel like it's fair that everybody gets the same cards. We have Mott, truth. Lots about truth here. And yet there's also secrets and truth. Okay, so we're trying to get the truth out of somebody. I think you were trying to get the truth from this person because you understood that they were trying to keep something from you, or that they have their own secrets. I feel like in the past, you have noticed that this person doesn't necessarily say what they don't say things accurately. Let's put it that way. They do not say things accurately. So I feel like you've caught them in a lie before. And maybe you caught them in another one again. Therefore, you're here to see what was left unsaid, because you know for a fact that they didn't tell you everything. You know for a fact that they didn't say the complete truth. This person could frustrate you, and yet there's an undertone of like flirtatiousness here for some reason. Maybe this is somebody that you have a lot of fun with. Maybe this is somebody you date or that you're trying to get to know on a romantic level. But you're noticing that, well, one, they're not honest, and you wonder why. Because I feel like for some of you, you came into this particular lie through somebody else, or somebody else may have told you something about them, or maybe you're just very intuitive and can pick up whenever they're not being honest, or I don't know, something here about this person is frustrating, and yet you're drawn to something about them because there's a very strong magnetic pull to this person, at least for you, pile 4. Ooh, back of the deck, Demeter, nurturer. Yeah, like part of you wants to nurture this person. Okay, this is interesting. Let's get your archetype cards to see what the nature of this connection is, as well as like the themes of the conversation. For my pile 4, we have Alethea. Something about polarities here, because I'm being drawn to the black and white. Oh, you trying to clarify things, like things are either black or white and you don't want any grayness. I feel like you might be pressuring this person to not give you any grayness here. We also have the ocean. I never see this card. This is number 35. So maybe somebody here is 35. In fact, this came out twice. We have 35 here, and Maya Illusion is 35 as well. Somebody here could have eyes like the ocean. You're just deep and blue and you could stare into them forever. And then one last card. Very flirtatious vibes here. Why is that pile 4? And I feel like a lot of this is from you. We have the king. Number 12. I want to read from the book for Alethea just to make sure I'm getting this right. Oh, okay. Back of the deck, the queen. Pile 4. Either you're already in a relationship with this person and you definitely have a good back and forth, or you get along physically. I need you to know that, because king and queen, I was seeing like there's power couple potential here, but you caught this person in some kind of secret, or maybe they weren't telling you everything. If they weren't lying up front, maybe they were just concealing some aspects of the truth here. And I can see why you're here, because if this person is somebody you're already trying to do something with, or that you're already doing something with, you want to know why they did this. So that's very fair. I still have more cards to get, but I'm going to go ahead and read for Alethea because I don't want to misinterpret that. Pile 4, what do you think Alethea means? It means truth. So let me read that. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Alethea. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Alethea by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Alethea card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. Look, clearly we have 3 cards of truth here in a triangle. With create alchemy here and get back to elemental, some of you, and I hesitate to say this. I hesitate to say this because I don't want you to take this the wrong way, because I typically don't tell you what to do. But if you pray, do rituals, do some sort of intention manifestation, do it for the truth. I need you to pray to your angels or guides of truth. I need you to manifest truth. This is not something that is bad to manifest, by the way. You seeking the truth out of somebody or a situation is something that you need right now, because somebody is not being honest with you. Not only that, but you are entitled to the truth here. And I'm saying this with a lot of like very positive energy coming through from the heart and the throat chakra. You need to ask for truth, and truth will come through, specifically from either this conversation and or this person. Because I was literally being told by light. I don't care what your background is. I don't care what you believe in. You have some way of manifesting truth. Bring it forth. You need to bring it forth, because you're going to learn something here. And for some of you, maybe this has more to do, it may not have necessarily anything to do with romance. It could have something to do with your own livelihood or your work, your job, your something here. Somebody is keeping something from you, and you need to find out about it, because this will change a big part of your life. I feel like that's only going to apply to like 99% of you, or I don't know, but I'm actually calling it in for you. I am trying to manifest truth for this pile 4. So if you want to accept it and claim it, you can do so in the comments below, or just say yes, because something with this person or this conversation, there is a truth here that has not been revealed. With secrets and delusions, somebody has been playing a game of smoke and mirrors. If it wasn't this person, it could be somebody that they know. I feel like they could be trying to keep a secret for somebody, or they're not trying to bring in some, like, Because what I'm seeing is that somebody here likes you, but they're keeping a secret for somebody else, so they themselves cannot be honest. If they are keeping something from you, it's because they cannot come forward for whatever reason. And it could be whoever the other person is. It could be a third-party situation. It could be a boss if you work with them, and this happens to be like a workplace flirtation. Because I'm not getting that it's quite a relationship for some of you. This could be just somebody that that you're having a thing with at work, which, nothing wrong there. If there's other friends involved, they could be keeping a secret from another friend. There is an honesty here that needs to come through, and hopefully we unveil it within the tarot. But King and Queen here, you and this person are meant to do something very pivotal together. If it's not a relationship, it could just be a partnership where you bring something forth. But a deception is getting in the way. A deception is getting in the way. With the ocean, there's something very deep here. There's something about creative potential. There's something about a deepness, a profound empathy for each other, a profound respect for each other. Also, there's a lot of emotions involved, even if it doesn't seem like that on the surface. Cut the cords of doubt. Some of you may be thinking, well, there's nothing to come out of this. No, there is. There's something small to come out of this, but something or somebody is getting in the way of this, and it has something to do with honesty. My goodness. Listen to your heart, because your heart is being a lot more honest than this person, the people around them, or the situation. Oh my goodness. Pile 4. You might freak out when you find out about it. Yeah, the Judge. So we have Judgment here. We have more, again, Death and Magic, which I'm taking it to be like the Magician here. A combination of Magician and the Death card, where there is a transformation. Something here will transform. I'm going to read from Nyx for the book, even though I wasn't really called to read from the Goddess book from any other pile. In fact, I don't really read from this Goddess book in general. For my pile 4. Also, the number 4 could be important. We have 48, 42, and 40. And other numbers, I'll look at them in a moment. We have 11. 11 came out twice with Demeter and the Queen. So Nyx, there are times when you must surrender your need to know. Some things open up only when they choose to, not by demand. Ignore that, pile 4. Let it come through. The mysterious and the unknowable is a domain of the Greek goddess Nyx. She shows you the veils that may not part for you at this time. Right now, you're meant to keep up your path, trusting that secrets will be revealed as the goddess Nyx decides. That's why you have to invocate the truth, because if you wait for it, you might do something like you're going about your way, and then you find this out, and it kind of gets in the way of you doing something, because that's what I'm hearing. But what is she the goddess of? The night sky? That's the one thing, like, I love this deck, and I love Colette Baron Reid so much, but it doesn't tell you what she is the goddess of. Oh, yes, it does. Never mind. The goddess of night, mystery, and secrets. So yeah, mysteriousness and night. The nighttime could be very important. The nighttime could be very important here. You might find this out at night. You might have to wait till midnight to find this out, because whoever this person is, either they relax more in the nighttime, or they may do certain habits in the night that allow them to bring their guard down, or they may have to wait for somebody to go to sleep for you to reveal this. Like, maybe they live with people and they don't want them finding out about their business. So that's what I'm hearing. Pile 4, this is wild. Let's, I still have more cards to give you. Let's get one from the Lover's Oracle. It's interesting that we are mixing some kind of flirtationship, because they may not have anything to do with the information you're about to find out, but they're going to give you information. So let's get a card for you. What wants to come through? I'm getting very animated in this particular reading. I wonder if they bring this out in you as well. So we have this one. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So you need to be very clear and level-headed as well whenever this information comes through, because it could be something that annoys you. It could be something that sets you off. So make sure you are being very level-headed here. In fact, there is a pile, I'm not going to say which one, where emotions were kind of overtaking the situation and it wasn't allowing somebody to come through clearly. And I feel like there's a potential for this to be the same. If you came from that pile and you know what I'm talking about, remember to take a step back and be very neutral, because this has a potential to cloud your vision. Let's go ahead and get your runes. We got 4. We have Isa, Standstill. We have Ingus, fertility or connection, I'm hearing. We have Dagas. This is home. Berkano, love. Yeah, this has to do with the relationship. Like this, Berkano is love. Home, I'm thinking of somebody that is very close to somebody. This could have to do with a literal home, or maybe somebody is moving in with somebody, or somebody is living with somebody. Pile 4, this person might be moving in with somebody that you don't want them to move in with, because I think you might know who they are, or they already live with somebody that you know who they are, and you're not gonna like that. Another way I'm seeing this is that this person could live with somebody, like some of you have people in common. This person knows about a situation that you didn't think they would know about, or maybe you do know that they know about, but they're not revealing everything. Maybe this is kind of why there's a sense of like they shouldn't say everything because they know what's going on. And this person is being put in a very interesting situation. Regardless, I think you still flirt with them because you like them. And you do see them as, like there's counterpart energy here for sure. But I'm going to, should I read from the book for Dagas? I'm being told yes. Because I read it in a previous reading. Oh, and I opened right up to it. Dawn, daylight, a new beginning. That's what I'm hearing. Dagas is a rune card associated with dawn and daylight, and is therefore a symbol of new awareness and hope. To the ancient Norse peoples, each new dawn and the welcome light from the sun breaking through after nighttime, uncertainty was a miracle. Yeah, and we actually have Nyx, the goddess of the night, and we have a dawn here. So there will be light shed on the situation. Like I said, a lot of you are invoking this right now. Through this reading, we are making sure that truth comes through for you, Pile 4, when you are ready to handle it in the best emotional way, or the best mental, like once you're in the mentality to handle it, we're going to bring that in for you. And I don't typically do this within readings that are not personalized. I do for personal readings, by the way. I typically tend to tell people, like I give them small exercises that could possibly help. But I don't typically do this in the YouTube readings, because this is like stuff that I prefer people pay me for. But for you, Pile 4, there's something major going on. So let's move on to the tarot. Let us move on to the tarot, because I kind of want to know, like, you guys got me hooked. I want to know what the truth is. I want to know what's up with them. I want to know what was left unsaid. I almost said I know what was left unsaid, as if I actually did. I don't know, because it's clearly going to be different for everybody. But we can, you know, get close to the nature of it or the situation of it here. So thank you for clicking on this reading, Pile 4. And thank you for letting me tap into this energy to better help you out. We're going to do the tarot section into person A and B style. Person A is going to be you on the top, and person B is going to be your person on the bottom. And I'm going to do this differently from other piles. The questions are going to vary because it all depends on the situation, right? So for you, what was left unsaid? How are you being perceived in the conversation by this person? How are you being perceived? 10 of Swords reversed. So they felt that you weren't ready to hear something. They're like, Pile 4 is not in the right mind to hear what I have to tell them. Maybe you were already feeling some type of way and they didn't want to make it worse. Or some things that you left unsaid that they would like to know. 8 of Wands, upright. Wait, is this upright? I can't tell because, like, would this be upright? Which way is upright? This is upside down for sure. Yeah, this is upright. So they feel that, well, one, you either speak very fast, or the conversation was going very fast, or they had to go. There's something about urgency here. I feel like you and this person never really sit down to have a proper conversation, or it's very rare that you do. And maybe there's a reason for that. Let's go ahead and get more cards. They felt that you were kind of overlooking a situation or skirting the situation. Like they felt you were avoiding a certain topic, oddly enough. We have the Awakening. This is Judgment. Okay, so you kind of brought a decision that had to be made here, either with this person or a previous situation. I feel like they see you very much as somebody who, once they make up their mind, they make up their mind. We also have the 6 of Wands. Is this meant to, how is this meant to be taken? Upright. No? No. You thought you had this figured out. This is a fake candle, by the way. If you almost saw that fall into that, that is not a real candle. They thought, let me get one more card. They thought the conversation was over, or you thought that this conversation was fine. Like, you knew you were not going to get something out of this. Like, oh, okay, this is you admitting defeat. You understood. Yeah, Four of Swords. You understood when to walk away from this person because you knew you were not going to get much out of them. Like, once you realized that their lips were sealed, that their hands were tied behind their back, that they were not going to divulge more information than they should, you kind of backed off. And Four of Swords, maybe you really did speak at night and it was time for you to go to sleep, or you were both tired and you were like, let's just call this a day. But Four of Swords is also letting you know that you meditated on this. You sat there and thought, why did they say that? Or why did they not bring this up? Or why did they put it that way? Because this person is really good at, like, if this person could be a politician, that'd be great, because they're really good at making something seem like it's not. Like, they'll take something and just, like, I don't want to say it's lying, but you know how politicians will hype something up even if they don't really believe in it, or they'll just say something to get people to convince them to do something. This is how this person is. And I want to say it's manipulative, but I don't think that's how they view it. They're used to having to deal with people, and they like to avoid conflict. So they can take anything and make it seem positive. They could take any conflict and neutralize it. Very strong Libra energy, like a Mercury and Libra energy for some of you. This person is really good at making certain things seem like they are not. And I can see why you would think this person is a liar. They don't see it that way. They see it as strategic communication. So this is what you are dealing with here, Pile 4, which is why you keep asking for the truth. And even though this person, let me get one more card. How were you coming off to this person? Yep. Page of Swords. You know how when kids are small and they're learning how to ask, they're learning about life and they're learning about everything, and they ask the weirdest questions or the most basic questions, and it takes you by surprise. You know, when a toddler or a small child comes up to you and they're like, where do babies come from? And it's such a loaded question, but they don't realize that it's a loaded question. They don't realize the gravity, like, it's not a simple answer. This is how they were viewing you. You were asking questions and you caught this person in something. So they had to, like, diffuse the situation. That's what that is. So you asked a question that you probably weren't even thinking was anything crazy. You probably thought it was a simple yes, no kind of question. And this person just had... This person steps into their own BS. Let's put it that way, because for you, it's no big deal. You're very honest, you're very open, or at the very least, you are less complicated than this person. But because this person insists on having a complicated life for whatever reason, they couldn't give you a straight answer. So they did not give you the full truth. Let's say you ask them, hey, do you want to go out to get coffee sometimes? That's a simple yes or no question, right? This person... The first thing they thought, well, I'm seeing 3 other people. I don't really drink coffee, but I want to get to know you. What are we doing? Like, this person, they're not just an overthinker. They need to strategize. And, ooh, this person, let's get their cards. I want to know who this person is. Like I said, with anger and focus, their mind was elsewhere. And even though they typically operate in a very strategic way, at this moment, when you were speaking to them, this last conversation, they were not at the top of their game. So if they ghosted, which for some of you they might have, they decided, I don't have the capacity for this. Pile 4 is asking way too much, even though you really weren't. This is them. Okay, so Pile 4, your person. Let's just get cards. How are they viewing this conversation? How are they viewing it? Divine Feminine. Look, you're very much in your Empress energy, Pile 4. They find you very attractive. They think you're gorgeous. They love you. They adore you. They want to cater to you. They would like, if this is that kind of connection, they would love to have you in their bed. Reversed though, they don't know if it's worth it. They don't know if it's worth it, and or you may be off limits. You may be off limits for some reason. They see you as something they can't have or shouldn't have. So, all right. Their conversation. What were they hiding? I need 2 cards for what were they hiding? King of Pentacles. This person is very, they like to take things slow, and or they like to do things for practical reasons. This is like getting a practical need met. or something about money possibly, but I don't really see that. Something about health for sure, whether it's mental or physical. Let's get another card. We have Eight of Swords reversed. Like I said, their hands are tied. I was getting this in another pile. I'm not sure if you're coming from that pile, but this person likes to act like they have no control in the situation. Basically act dumb or withhold information. They like to diffuse that situation by either not answering your question or answering it in a very cute way. Again, strong Libra energy. And I love Libras. I love you guys so much. But it's like they put on the charm, or they deflected the conversation and situation here. It's like, I'm not going to answer that. That's what I'm hearing. That's basically what they were thinking. If they didn't say that out loud, it's like, I'm not answering that. They could have also acted dumb. They could have acted stupid. That does tend to be a thing as well. Let's get another card. Okay, so why were they acting this way? What was left unsaid? Ooh, Queen of Cups reversed. They're not over a past person. They're not over a partner, or they may have just gotten out of a relationship, and honestly, this person is still on their mind. It doesn't matter what they say. This person still haunts them. This person they're not fully over, or this person could be in their DMs. They definitely have their pictures. This person has somebody else. They might be trying to get over them, but this person has somebody else. I mean, I don't want to say that they chose somebody over you, but it's like they don't want to entertain too many options. The King of Pentacles would want to simplify everything and not have to invest too much in too many people. So that's what I'm seeing. Another way of seeing this is, again, they do find you very attractive and they find you as like a viable option, but something is preventing them from going forward. And rather than just tell you that they have somebody else, they'd rather tell you nothing at all, because they don't want to lose you, essentially. They don't want to miss that opportunity with you should there be an opportunity with you in the future. But they do have somebody that I don't think they're not committed for sure. They are not committed to them. But they're entertaining them. Let's get something else. So that's what was left unsaid. There's somebody else. And then, ooh. Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords reversed. They reveal their truth with time. They will eventually tell you what was going on. Because they're a very honest person. They don't like holding on to secrets. They understand the weight and the stupidity of holding on to secrets or hiding things. At the very least, this is what's going to come through. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's going to take them some time. You may not find out about this until years from now, or much later than you would like. Will they come through and clarify this, though? Will they come through and clarify this? Yes, they will, because they're very attracted to you. Once they are free, once they tie up these loose ends, once they are done with this person, or this person is out of their lives, because I do see them trying to move on from this person, they will come through and give you the attention that you need. I feel like this person does like you, or will grow to like you. They like your boldness. They like that you're flirty. They like that they're very physically attracted to you. Even if this is just something physical, this person will come through. Back of the deck, we have Eight of Cups. Yeah. But don't expect them to be involved emotionally with you. They do not want that. They just want the fun. They may not be very communicative, and they're focusing on other things. But I feel like if you want like a physical thing here, if you just want some fun, this will happen. But they are trying to move on from somebody else. If they've already moved on, they could still be very much traumatized by relationships from the past. Maybe there's something about you that reminds them of somebody from their past. That doesn't have to be the case. The other truth that was coming through in the oracles, though, that is something else entirely. It has nothing to do with this. This is all them. This is their situation with you. The truth that was coming through in the oracles is something else entirely, because I was getting, I mean, I guess it could be this person. It could be this person that maybe they have an ex that like still comes back every now and then and like tries to convince them of something, because I'm seeing an ex that comes through and wants like a pity party, or wants, you know, their sympathy. Maybe they decided to remain friends and it's like, hey, can I talk with you? You're the only one that understands me. Something like that, something stupid like that, when really this person should just let this person go instead of hanging them on. It's like this person that you're trying to ignore or leave behind keeps them emotionally wrapped around their finger, because they don't want them to move on.
Or maybe they just really liked this person, but they messed up somehow. It's messed up what this person is doing to them. But I feel like they will eventually break away from this. In fact, they could use you to break away from this. So I need you to understand that, pile 4. If something will come through out of this, it's meant to be purely physical. It's actually meant to help them get out of whatever they are in. And I'm not sure if you want that. So just do be aware of that. Should I do... I don't want to do past, present, future. I feel like this was pretty clear cut. I kind of want to go on to the advice, closing advice. So what was left unsaid is that they have somebody else who pops in and out of their life. And I think this person, they have them wrapped around their finger. Because I'm hearing, I keep hearing that. And also the cranberries linger. You know, I'm such a fool for you. You've got me wrapped around your finger. Do you have to let it linger? Yeah, so I already got the runes, didn't I? Sorry about that, pile 4. Let's get your angel numbers. For my pile 4. Oh, you got 2 cards. We have 888, I am abundant. As you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into all areas of your life and creating a place for abundance. So definitely focus on yourself, focus on your abundance, focus on all the good things. We also have 27. Maybe somebody here is 27. I am expressive. Your mind is wide open and you are tolerant and compassionate toward all ways of life. You value freedom and expression and want to improve the conditions of people, whether in your community, country, or the world at large. So I feel like you're just being called to focus on other things, or you could create something with this person. I'm not sure if you want to have a creative endeavor with them, or maybe your business partners. Like I said, you might work together, so maybe that's a thing here. Let's get some yes or no answers from the amulet, the Illuminator's amulet. And the yes or no question we're answering is, will they attempt to clarify or say what was left unsaid? For my pile 4, I think most of my piles in this reading have gotten a yes. But for this one, continue manifesting this. What did I say, pile 4? What did I say? Manifest the truth. Manifest the truth. I'm being told to get another one. Shed and release. Yeah, somebody here, maybe even you, pile 4, needs to release something. I feel like you both need to release something because you're both holding on. You mirror each other in the fact that you both like to hold on to things, because we did get a lot of like earth energy in the tarot. And then we have, where are my Cupid says? The Cupid says cards to see what your person's higher self would like to say. Anything else that wants to come through regarding the situation or what was left unsaid. For my pile 4. This person, though, I feel like they get you riled up in some type of way. Maybe this is why I feel like you're very physically compatible and or attracted to each other. Like, and I feel like you do not hide it either. Like, if you're into this person, everybody knows about it. And that's how you don't bother. Even if you're not typically a flirty person, I feel like you're very flirtatious with this person, and they may have the wrong idea about you as well. It's like, I don't think you're typically this way with a lot of people. Or vice versa. Maybe they're typically not very flirty, but they are with you. We have don't go back. Yeah. So, I feel like both of you don't go back to your past people. Mostly your person. This person doesn't want to go back, so they might use you as a distraction to move forward. We have sometimes it's about letting go. Yeah. You both are letting go of something here. I think that's what was left unsaid, is that you're both recovering from past situations. There are no what ifs. Yeah, because they don't want anything to be, messy. And I don't think you do either, pile 4. This was meant to be. Yeah, you were meant to come together to do something here. Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, they're going to be rather, what's the word? They're going to be hesitant to come through because they don't want the same thing to happen here with you. And then that's the one. I don't know if they see you as the one, but I definitely think that, like, if they were to meet the one, they want to be over this past person. Back of the deck. I'm not sorry. So, man, this person is so interesting. They're not going to apologize for keeping this from you. Like, they see it as this was the best possible outcome, because they feel that if they told you that there was somebody else that they were trying to leave behind, then you would take it the wrong way, or that you would lose interest. This person is very strategic. And again, whether you like this or not, it's up to you. This is just what I'm, what I'm showing you. But this person is very rational. This is part of the reason the previous person doesn't want to let go of them, because they understand that this person thinks in a certain way that they like. And yeah, this person is not sorry for how things went, even if you might not like it. There might just be a difference of opinion here. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Let me know if any truths come through after watching this reading, or what the situation may be, because it's a little bit all over the place. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.